Today I'm going to go over how to use the search tracking worksheet. So the role of search tracking is to make sure you know what you searched, where you searched it, and that you made sure you took all of the steps necessary to keep track of your sources. So I'm going to go through my process with you, and hopefully this will help you work through your own process. So I'm going to start with a term, biodegradable. So I'm going to fill my main concept in. That's my keyword. So those are the keywords that you had approved by your science teacher. So I've got my keyword of biodegradable. I'm going to go to a database. Your search tracking sheet says research and context, so that is where I'm going to start as well. I'm going to go to research and context. Sorry about the bell, guys. I'm going to search biodegradable. And I'm going to do a search. So notice that I'm starting with a really, really big term. So my topic might get smaller, it might get more exact over time, but this is where I'm starting with my really big term. So I found a source. I'm looking for really broad information to help me better understand my topic at this point. So I'm going to go into this article. I think it looks like a good one. And there's a couple things that I'm going to do. I'm going to do a super fast browse. This definitely talks about biodegradable materials. Yep. I'm going to look down. Okay, this seems like it's in the right direction. So on your iPad, I've noticed that there's an explore button up here, and that's how you get to these extra terms. These related subjects are what's going to go. I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to put them here. Maybe not. I don't know. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put them in here. So now I have these new terms that I've discovered. Now I know from the direction that my science fair project is going that I'm not addressing detergents. So I am going to delete that as an extra term. But I did find these other terms. The other one I had, I accidentally left blank. I'm going to put in context here. Yours is already filled in. So now I've got my keyword that I just searched. I have my database. I have new terms that I've discovered. I did, in fact, find a term or a source, so I'm going to highlight that yes. Next, I'm going to save it in Drive. So I'm going to go back to my source, and I'm going to click Save in Drive. That's the little Drive thing right here. And it's just going to do a quick little pop-up, and it's going to send it to my Drive. Next thing on my search tracking sheet, so now I can highlight this. I did that. And my last one, saved in Noodle Tools. So before I can save in Noodle Tools, I need to go in, log in, and I need you to open up your project. So your project needs to be open in your browser. So here I'm going to make sure yours says APA. And it should be your last name and your topic. And then you're going to head back to your article, and you're going to go up here to where it says Cite. And I'm going to switch it over to APA. I'm going to export to Noodle Tools. And I'm going to have a new window that opens. And here it should say, here are your imported APA style references. It should say that at the top. If it doesn't, and I have seen it not work correctly for some students, I need you to come see me because we need to figure out why it's doing that, because you have to make sure you're importing APA references. And I need to come down here to the bottom to make sure it's importing to my project, and I'm going to click Import References. And now that source is in my Noodle Tools, and I can go verify that by clicking on my sources. And I can see that here is my article. All right, I'm going to do it 2 more times. I'm going to do it in FactSite, and I'm also going to do it in eLibrary, which is not one we looked at last week, but we should be able to access it now, so we're going to use it today. FactSite, and I'm just going to do this very quickly. I'm going to do a search for biodegradable. detergents, plastics, and my project does in fact focus on plastics, so I'm going to click on plastics even though I did a search for biodegradable. So when I go over here, I'm going to put in biodegradable, and my new term that I discovered is the article that I actually selected. I actually found something about plastics even though I searched biodegradable. And then the other option is to do find articles similar to this one. And that'll send me to new things. So plastics, polymers. So those might be terms that I want to include too. And I'm going to include. Okay. So I've got some new terms. I'm going to go back to my article. So yes, I found a source. So I'm going to highlight that. It is not saved in Drive yet. FactSite is a little different. It does not have an option. See, there's no send to Drive here. So I have to do print. I'm going to switch my print to save as a PDF. And when you do this on your iPad, those are all functions that you can find in the top right corner of your browser. You're going to save it as a PDF. You're going to save it to your Google Drive and hit save. So now you have saved it in your Google Drive. So that's done. And done. And last thing, close that up. Down at the bottom, there is a site in Noodle Tools, which I'm going to click on. Here are my APA style references, biodegradable, import references. And that's it. Last one I'm going to do is eLibrary. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to use this search box. I'm going to hit search. I know I want to go into eLibrary. Do my search. And this one looks like it's on the right track because I know I'm talking about biodegradable polymers. I am not going to read it. I'm simply looking at the beginning. I may go and look at what it's talking about down here, see if it goes where I need it to. Might be a little bit of interesting background information. So I'm going to click here where it says Save to Cloud. Drive. Oh no, it's not working. Yeah, save to cloud. Mine's not working right now. Hopefully yours will be working. I'm going to move on so you see the other steps. I'm going to cite. So here's my citation. Got to make sure I switch it to APA. I'm going to copy. And I'm going to go to my Noodle Tools. I'm going to create a new source. It is a database. I can tell that it is from a magazine. If you need help deciding what you're citing in eLibrary, please come see me. Magazine. And I'm going to go to copy and paste. And paste. And save. And now my citation has been added right there. So those are the three main databases. Similar functions exist in all of them. So it will work in one of those ways for all of the databases that we've talked about. So you should have no trouble collecting your sources for homework tonight. Thanks. Have a great night, guys.